morning everyone, it's Patrick and Emma here from Power Curve Performance. Today Patrick and I are having a bit of a drive in a 200 series. When you ring the Power Curve workshop, basically you usually get me and I will help you through the process with our tunes, our services and all our 200 series, or basically any vehicle upgrades. So the customer I spoke to during the week who owns this specific vehicle, he has been travelling and he had an engine failure. So he's had a new engine put in it and he's experiencing a lot of black smoke with the vehicle. So 9 out of 10 times a customer that comes in and is experiencing this, look, diesel engines do create a lot of soot or smoke, and often it's not a problem, but for this particular customer, the amount of smoke he was experiencing was exactly what he described to me on the phone. So what he said and what he said this morning is when he was going to overtake or drive on the highway, basically he couldn't see behind him because of the amount of smoke that it was putting out, and it was a true statement. Patrick will go on with what he's experienced there, but yeah, so what we wanted to fill you in a bit about is something that we often see and discuss with our customers when they come in and I'm talking to them why their car's getting tuned or their service is getting done, just about their driving style and why you may experience low power or some of these basically built up situations.
So, good morning everyone. I guess this particular vehicle came to us, as Emma said, with a new engine, so there's nothing wrong with the engine install. It had a new set of injectors and a new common rail pump fitted. All of that seems fine, nothing wrong with the workmanship or anything like that, but it was quite excessive. So even leaving the car park, it was pouring smoke out, and accelerating up the street was considerably bad, even from my perspective. So we had a bit of a quick look and found it had low boost. So it's quite common with these cars to see this issue, even the 79 series. So what tends to happen is they cruise along the highway at one speed, one set boost level. It's quite normal for them to get gunked up and cause issues in the way the VNT operates in the back of the turbo. So it's a bit more of just an informative video to let people know that it's not always the best thing to just putt around in your 200 series. It is quite powerful. They are quite a nice car to drive, and it definitely doesn't hurt your engine to make it work to its potential. Even untuned or tuned vehicles, we don't tune vehicles to cause any issues. If you hold them flat up a hill towing your caravan, that's why we do what we do. But untuned vehicles, you know, definitely you can hold them flat up a hill or tow your caravan as fast or as hard as it will go. You still need to respect it, obviously, and keep an eye on everything and keep regular services up, but it's more about just making sure everything works. So just cruising down the highway, your turbo's sitting in one position and it's possibly going to stay like that for a long period of time. So this engine had the original turbos fitted on it. It was probably off the car for a period of time while it was getting rebuilt, things like that. So whether the turbo vane got stuck in that process or from the driving style, it's really neither here nor there. It's more just a bit of an informative video for everyone to have a listen to and get to know Emma and I a bit more, I guess, as well. But we've resolved this issue for this customer. So we've done a few functional tests on the turbo VNT motor, grabbed the shaft and made sure it moved freely, and we've now got no smoke out the tailpipe. It was a little bit low on power, not excessively, but you could notice a lack of response as well and lack of boost noise. So there's a few little things that I wouldn't expect most people to pick up on, but it was definitely noticeable. All that seems to have come back to normal, and it's not all about tuning. You know, not everyone wants to have their vehicle tuned. It is definitely a massive improvement over a standard vehicle, but you know, even in standard form there is a few little issues and ways to keep your car running at its optimum. So regular services and give it a bit of a hard time is sort of my recommendation.
I guess too, Patrick, yesterday the vehicle that we tuned was a 200 series, and it was quite interesting to see that the standard filter, as you can jump on our website and see in the blog that I'm currently writing, it had never had the fuel filter replaced. So we put a new fuel filter in it for him and another secondary filter, so he's quite impressed with the outcome of that and seeing the filter himself. is something that we often show customers to see, look, these are some issues that you might be having with the vehicle. So servicing and everything that we do in-house is quite thorough, and I had a conversation with that customer as well as to why our services are maybe a little bit different to other mechanics, I guess. Because we see a lot of these vehicles, they are sent to us by mechanics, so we have a fairly good idea about basically some of the issues that can go on, and doing so many 200 series, that's something that comes about for us, and having that little bit of extra knowledge. Something else that we find customers are quite enjoying at the moment too is a throttle response unit. So if you have a vehicle that you're not quite ready to tune yet, you might be worried about how new it is, a throttle response unit or a thrust monkey that we provide from LegendX, that's often a really good option for you as well if you're just driving around every day. But,
they do make your throttle pedal respond a lot more to how your engine should respond. So when you're taking off from a roundabout, or accelerating when you're towing your caravan, or even just general driving, the throttle response in a standard vehicle is often very sort of slow and non-responsive. Once you have one, you sort of understand the difference. So it's quite hard to explain some of these things to customers, and we have this. So I guess that's a bit about these little videos, just to try and share a bit of our information with you. It's not anything in particular, just sharing our thoughts and feelings as we go along and chat to people. So if you've got any questions or any queries, happy to help out in any way we can.
give me a call. Thanks guys,
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
see you around the workshop.
Bye.